I don't want to train a whole lot of lower body right now, and I'm not trying to be about it, but I'm doing a lot of leg training from the biking and the running that I hate having my legs really beat up on my next run or on my next bike from doing leg lifting. I can fit it in there, it just has to be on a right schedule, which I think best for me right now coming back from this trip. It's gonna be like on Thursdays where I'm off. That would be like my lower body day. But yeah, it's a little brutal. And then also the ankle too. Even lifting, biking, or the runs leave my ankle pretty beat up right after. So if I accumulate all three kind of back to back, I don't know how I'm gonna feel. So that's the whole other part in my brain that I'm just trying to like make sure I take care of the ankle so that I can stay on track with this prep and not affect it so much. It sucks because I do enjoy the bodybuilding stuff, right? But then I'm like, well, if I want to do this race, I need to be healthy for it. So it's just trying to figure out how it best fits in the schedule. But this is a week where we're just coming back in from this wedding trip that we did for some friends and just trying to make sure we get back on. And tomorrow, Sunday, we start this whole week of training fresh in week 3 of this prep. But yeah, so we're gonna do some upper body. We're gonna get the chest pumped. We're gonna do some chest flies first, then do some bench press, incline. And then, let's see. We'll go into some back. We'll go barbell row, pull-ups. I know it already sounds like a lot, but it's okay. It's okay. So it's basically gonna be 3-3. Okay, so check this out. I'm not coming up with all of this. This is actually from a program that I'm kind of following. I will play around with the way I'm gonna do this though. The rep schemes of it. A lot of it more. Some of this is sets of 8 to 10. I might even push up the volume, go a little bit lighter, sets 10 to 12. Things like the chest flies, I'll probably do like sets of 15. Yeah, just really trying to pump some blood into the muscle. I don't want this workout to be more than an hour long. Just, yeah, really expanding the muscle, getting a good pump. It's not more tiered towards strength training. So I'm not too worried about like hitting certain weights. I do want to lift as much as I can, but with the goal of just contracting the muscle versus trying to lift as heavy as I can, if that makes sense. This is just to maintain muscle mass while we do this triathlon prep. Cool, let's just get this started. We're gonna start warming up a little bit. Get these shoulders warmed up. I'm not gonna write everything on the board. We're gonna start it off this way. So we're gonna go from bench to incline, pump it up on the chest flies, push-ups till failure. So we'll circuit this 3-4 times and then move on to the back pump. A lot of people just go straight into it sometimes. Fuck that, I gotta build up my way slow. It's too heavy. Especially when you're doing a mix of different trainings. You can't jump into heavy stuff like that right away. I don't know. Maybe it looks like that on Instagram and YouTube for people. But now when you're doing multiple things, you feel that in your joints And that stuff hurts. Gotta be careful so you can't just build up from 0 to your max right away. You gotta progress yourself up. John Meadows actually talked a lot about, they're called feeder sets. So just because I'm doing sets of 10, right, I don't have to go from 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, doing 10 reps every single set. I can do, say, the 10s, 15s for 10 reps. But then once I start going heavier, I can maybe just do like 5 reps, 4 reps. Just something to get my body used to the load. Let's say my first set are gonna be the 60s. I would have stopped at, I don't know, 40s, maybe for 5, 6 reps. And now this is my first working set, which I'll do for 10. So just stuff like that kind of helps you get comfortable with it real quick. And then boom, okay, let's get to our working sets. And back when I had the goal of going into the military, that was like my first initial plan out of college. I started meeting different guys who were like SEALs or Special Forces guys. And I would talk to them on like, how do I get better at my endurance stuff without losing so much muscle mass? Because a lot of them were jacked. But the thing is, you have certain seasons. So at that time, they were like, you're already maxing out your push-ups, your pull-ups, your sit-ups, but your running sucks. Unfortunately, you just need to spend more time running. Like, sorry, but your gym sessions are gonna have to be put on hold. And that's where your ego gets in the way. Because you don't wanna, you've tied yourself too much to being this person that you don't want to let go of that. And I think that's the hard part with stuff like this. Could I go a month or whatever long without lifting? And then that's where like the whole body dysmorphia stuff starts to come in, and like, damn, my arms are getting smaller, my legs don't look the same. Because my legs don't look the same since I broke my freaking ankle as it is. And now with doing this triathlon stuff, my legs are getting smaller, which is, it's fine, it's no big deal. But you think about that, sounds like, well, can you do what these other guys do? Like barely lift and just focus on endurance. I don't know if I can. So yeah, just thoughts in my head every day that I think about. It's interesting how the mind works. Oh, shit. Oh. So something I learned from watching John Meadows videos. At the very end, once you're done, you can't go anymore. Instead of just holding the squeeze, you hold the stretch, and in that stretch, you do your best to flex the shit out of your chest. And you're just flexing, 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 so you 15, 20 seconds, and get a nasty pump when you're done. Sheesh. Oh man. Well, this is the gym, guys, by the way. Yeah, I haven't seen the gym yet. Which I think, I don't know if I have recorded in here lately.
You haven't done a gym tour, bro?
I don't think I've done a gym tour. Did a video a while back. But let's do one real quick. So, this is the gym. I don't think I really done a gym tour. Last time I think I did a video, things probably changed since then. So, we do one-on-one training, small group training, still one-on-one based, but in a small group. So if I'm training you and we're doing a leg workout, for example, it doesn't mean the other person's doing the same thing as you. So this is in a small group setting. And then we have like our online coaching. People still get access to the gym. They could do their training here where we can kind of shadow them, but they're following a plan that we give them online based. Same thing with the nutrition. So we have our cardio stuff right here. It's not a big space. We're like 1,500, 1,450 square feet, something like that. We got the ski erg, salt bike, the bike erg, the rower, GHC, more core-based things. Dumbbells, we got our power racks. Let's go walk it over here. Got our 2 power racks that we have. Leg curl, a few different barbells, and then a lat pull down and a belt squat. So everything we have in here is primarily tailored to what you can get the most bang for your buck. Sure, we can have a lot more machines in here. Well, as much as I like to, I can't. Not enough space. But what can you get great results from with minimal equipment? We could approach this even very minimal with just bars and plates, right? And dumbbells. But when it comes to my background and what I enjoy bodybuilding stuff too. And realistically, if you want to build muscle, you need to isolate some muscle groups, which is why we have like the leg curl, the leg extension, the lat pull down, the belt squat. If you're injured, that's a big one for me because you can't load weight on your back. Well, we could still squat with a belt around you. And yeah, I mean, dumbbells are always going to be beneficial, right? We just recently got all the way up to the hundreds. And then again, if you're just, again, we're trying to isolate muscle groups, we have the 2 cable towers to do things like chest flies and more rows, push downs for the arms. So I think of all this as how I would train from when I started training to now. There's still a few machines maybe I would like or want, but they're not needed to get great results. You don't need a lot of things to get great results, but just the way I like to coach, and honestly, even I think Rad and Gilbert, the other 2 coaches here like to coach, we have everything we need in here. Everything else on top of this that we get as we grow is just like the extra butter on top that we use to help people out. I think the other way I might even do this training is we actually might end up, we'll probably remove the back stuff, and I'm just gonna do a push today. Chest, shoulders, tries. And the next day I can do legs, and the next day I can do just some back stuff. So I like that a little bit more. Gives me a little more room to isolate the muscles. So we're going strict press, 10 and 12, face pulls 15, and then we're gonna go into dips for failure. See what we can do. Weighted dips.
house in New Orleans they call the rising sun. It's been the ruin of many a poor boy, and God, I know I'm one. My mother was a
Push workout, chest, shoulders, and tris that we ended up doing. The program I'm following, it's from Alex Viada from Complete Human Performance. It's necessarily a triathlon training program combined with bodybuilding, right? But overall, I want to go about the lifting side of things a little bit more on my way. I just kind of needed the help with the training for the triathlon stuff. So with the lifting, I'm kind of just trying to have some fun with it, enjoy it, but being in and out of the gym. So yeah, today I was very in my head about whether I wanted to do legs, upper body, just chest, shoulders, and tris, some muscles specifically. We ended up doing, again, chest, shoulders, and triceps. I felt really good. The whole point of it was just to pump up the muscles. We only did 3 sets of everything, but in a circuit manner, which by the end of it, I was already like really sore and pumped. And again, I'm trying to do enough to maintain muscle, feel good, but not beat me up so much on the swimming, especially because as the swimming ramps up, I need to get a little bit faster. And I want to perform my best in this triathlon race. So I don't want to hinder my performance because I'm too sore and beat up from the lifting workouts. So I'm looking at lifting as a way to maintain muscle and just almost like supplement my endurance training with a little bit of strength training. It's not something I'm meant to do all out or try to max out right now. It's just something that's helping me recuperate, maintain muscle mass, and also have fun. But yeah, you might see me throwing some CrossFit workouts in there the coming weeks instead of just strictly bodybuilding and stuff like that. But I think that's one thing right now that I'm trying to be a little more easy with myself. I want to focus on the triathlon stuff, but anything else I do on top of that, I'm doing it just to kind of have fun with it. I don't want to just limit myself to a few things. And that's something I was talking about with a friend yesterday, and I'm just like, I get too caught up in my head sometimes thinking about like, oh, this is a way I need to train, this specifically. And sometimes you're just best off having fun with the workout, and because you're having fun with it, that's where you're going to get your best results from. So I'm enjoying the triathlon stuff. I'm having fun with that. So I'm trying to do the same thing with my lifting side of things. But overall, this has all been going really good. And if there's one thing I was thinking about just recently, specifically if I want to end up doing like a half Ironman, is that I would need to prioritize what I want to do. And then I also need to be willing to like endure the process of it, because it's a lengthy process. You don't just wake up and a month decide to do an Ironman. Like for some of us who come more from a strength background or not doing anything, you need months to prepare for this. Sometimes some people even years. I'm choosing to try and do a half Ironman in 10 months and a sprint try in 4 months, which I think is perfect time. But at the same time, like there's work to be done to be able to do that. Like you don't just swim 2 miles one day. Like, especially if you're jumping into like open water where you can drown, right? Like it takes training, and you have to be willing to respect that there's commitment behind that, there's work you need to do. And I think a lot of us sometimes get caught up in this kind of happy land of like, that sounds super cool to do. Like everybody thinks, you see it on reels, right? A marathon, an Ironman, it all looks really cool on video. But the work behind that and the work that you have to do that day specifically, it's not easy. It's gonna feel brutal. It's gonna be challenging. So you can get caught up on the, how do I say it, the glamour of things that you can easily get caught up with on anything, right? On looking good or having a business, doing the Ironman, the marathon. It all looks cool and pretty from the outside looking in. But then once you get to understand the work that needs to be done to reach those goals, now you're in reality. And now it's like, do you even really want this? And that's also the other reason I decided to take on the sprint triathlon in May versus right away signing up for the half, because it is something I want to do. But it's also a big different gap of endurance. So realistically, what if I don't care about endurance that much? What if I want to challenge myself with a triathlon, but I realize like, hey, you know what? The sprints are really fun and I'm done in an hour versus like a half Ironman or a full. You're going to be competing for 6 hours, a full Ironman, whole damn day, 12 hours. That's a long time to be doing an exercise. And there's people who are meant to do that. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to try. But me, myself, just seeing kind of how I've been and what I like to do, I kind of like to dab into things, try different things. So maybe the sprints are awesome for me because I get to still stay pretty jacked with not so much muscle mass. But we'll see. Like, it's a good milestone to have before I do the half. But at the same time, what if I realize that's a big commitment? And you know what? I'd rather stay here with what I like to do. And I don't need to jump into those other things. Because realistically, sometimes a lot of us only jump into things because we see other people do them. But you need to try it out for yourself to see if that's even what you like. Which is the same reason why some people run and some people lift, or some people just choose yoga versus lifting, and they pick other forms of exercise, right? So find what you love, but the only way you know is if you try multiple things and see if you really like it. Or maybe it's just a bucket list goal you want to knock off. So yeah, we're having fun with it. I think that's it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Like and subscribe.